Greetings, Mind Crafters, and welcome to another Mindcraft discussion on this glorious day. Wow, winter's still hanging on. Winter's still hanging on. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am so pumped to be out here in the woods. And I have to tell you, I think this will air in about a week, but today it's actually still March, barely. And God, I love this time of year. I actually love every time of year, to be truthful. But because I love winter, I love the snow, and I love how winter's so badass and decides when to let the rest of this, the seasons sort of happen. This is cool because, there's still snow, but it's like this. It's like I don't even know, 30. It's actually snowing earlier today. Anyway, the snow is a good sort of segue into what I'm talking about today, and so which is about a fresh start each day. A fresh start. Look at how gorgeous that white snow is. No tracks on the pond or anything. It's just a fresh start. And I think all too often, because when we're on autopilot, well, there is no bigger thief of life minutes than autopilot. I'm just telling you that right now. If we're not living deliberately, actively engaged in our lives, we, sort of embracing our life minutes, knowing their value and spending them as if they are cash, we are missing out on our lives. And I think all too often, there's little G, he's just rubbing on. He likes this crunchy, tight packed snow so he can scratch the itch, you know what I mean? Deeply engaged, actively engaged in his life and spending his life minutes very wisely. So the whole fresh start thing, all too often, I think we wake up and we're laying there in bed and instead of doing the things we're going to get to in a second, we often, the first thing is like, oh, what happened yesterday? And we're still lying there maybe, and we're kind of going over the problems of yesterday, even if they're not, like anywhere from small to large, from extra small to extra large, and we're kind of going through it all before our feet even hit the ground. Think about how that's setting us up. Each day is a new start. It's a blank slate, if you will, in a sense. To a point, we have a lot of choice in this gift of this day that's ahead of us. And when we started out thinking about the problems of yesterday or last week or whatever, we are actually bringing that emotion. G totally agrees with me, right, Jay? We're actually bringing that when we bring that memory back, even if it's just literally just yesterday. So and so gave me some snark in the faculty room or the staff room or by the water cooler or whatever, and we're reliving. I should have said, and I mean, if I see her today, I'm gonna be. Think about that, and or if it's last week, or if it brought up something came to you in the night from 5 years ago, and now you're still brooding on it. Well, the thing is that when we bring that memory to the surface to begin our day with that memories have emotion attached. Why? Because of the limbic system. And the hippocampus, which is part of the limbic system, is where long-term memory is processed. So that's something from, that's like in the vault. And so the amygdala is also part of the limbic system, and that's sort of fight or flight, fear headquarters, emotional headquarters in general. And whenever a memory has an emotional charge, it's stronger, for one, right? So it's like barnacles. It's like a barnacle on a dolphin, right? So or whatever fish. So we bring up the memory of the dolphin. It's got this barnacle there that most often isn't positive, right? So we bring that up when the day is not. We haven't even had our coffee or tea yet, right, G? Haven't even had that bagel yet, And then there we are. We're already starting off the day with a chip right there. So we don't want to do that. It's very important. And then typically, I don't know if a lot of people aren't aware that I think it's roughly the age of 35 where things get kind of cemented. I mean, nothing's ever so stiff we can't undo it, thankfully. We have that other 5%. But it's 95% of what we think, feel, and do stays basically the same. 95%. Can you imagine? Which means unless we challenge that we're going to be thinking, feeling, and doing the same thing every day. So think about it. We wake up, we run that problem or problems through our mind. Okay. Probably head to the bathroom after that. Probably check the phone. Maybe even check the phone while you're on the toilet. Okay. A lot of people are checking the phone from their bed really unhealthy. Not saying it with judgment, saying it with observation and just truth. And then here we go. So then the phone thing, we check, well, the oldies, check Facebook. The young things, check Instagram, or maybe you do both. You might check, LinkedIn and this and that. So now all of a sudden, we've been up for 3 minutes, and we've already run the problems through our head. We sort of connected with the quote unquote knowns. We're feeling connected with all that stuff, and we've established a pretty solid routine. Now, some routine is good when we're talking about the gratitude journal, the hot tea, and that. But this kind of autopilot routine is really almost falls more into the category of can lead to, because the routine is good. Obviously, routine is good, like I said, for the healthy habits. You had the fruit in the morning, tea, gratitude journal, went for a run, good habit. All the rest of this stuff is really habitual and can actually lead to being addicted to these emotions, which therefore we stay locked in that. Well, technically, we can stay locked in that forever, because if we don't challenge that problem that surfaced and make it go away and shift out of it, and challenge, these thoughts that we've had for a very, very long time, challenge that really bad habit of checking the phone the first thing when you wake up. And actually, Simon Sinek says it also. I really like him. I think Joe Dispenza says it too. If the first thing you do in the morning is check your phone, you're addicted. Not saying it with judgment. It's just the truth. It's absolutely the truth. And since the brain is an association machine, it can't not engage with it. It's kind of like, if we were looking at a stop sign right here, which you wouldn't see in the woods, thankfully, but if you saw the stop sign and I said right now, here's the stop sign, but don't read it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Why? Because you can't shut the brain off. The brain can't not read stop, right? And so it's just not, it's not different when you check your phone in the morning and you look at Facebook, even if it's something positive. It's associating all over the place. And the associations are not in the now. They're in make pretend land, okay? So this whole thing with get a fresh start is really, we're going to flip the script on this, okay? Because it's much better it's better to try to make these changes so that all that stuff that's locked in the vault doesn't go unchallenged for the rest of our lives, and we can actually introduce some positive change. So my suggestion is to not check your phone first thing in the morning. I'm not saying don't check it at all, but wait a bit. And so when we first wake up, instead of, where's the fire, race out of bed, to take 1 minute. If you're late, not going to make a difference anyway. And look out the window or focus on an object in your room that's pleasant. Maybe it's a painting or a picture or something like that. And just be mindfully, just breathe for 60 seconds. Just, it's preferably good to look at something that's not going to stimulate all kinds of thoughts. So a picture might do that. But it's better than checking your phone. But I usually look out the window. We have this big, nice bay window, and I can see the trees and the mountains and everything. I just, for 60 seconds. Then thank you, right? Swing around. I'm not saying anything else but thank you. First words of the day. If your first words of the day are thank you, you're off to a darn good start, okay? So breathe for 60 seconds. Thank you. When I whip around again to looking for my slippers, as my husband says with his Boston accent. This is a little fun fact from Boston. Probably don't know this, but slipper is the singular in if you speak Bostonian. It's a slipper. If it's plural, it's slippers. So I swing around to get my slippers, and I say thank you again. I'm not saying anything else but thank you, though in my head I'm thinking, happy feet landed on the ground, vertebrae intact, good. From there I go and put the tea in the microwave. I also have a kettle, depends on what I'm doing. 2 minutes. Tea kettle takes maybe 4, minutes. And then I head for my gratitude journal. Before the microwave beeps, I've got my 3 things written. I am grateful for, I am grateful for, I am grateful for. That's it. No paragraphs, no other sentences. I'm grateful for Giovanni. I'm grateful for this morning walk. I'm grateful to have the luxury of being able to do this YouTube video this morning. That's it. Okay. And then from there, I do a mindful minute, an actual one where I'm sitting on the couch, just 60 seconds, and I go and just feel good. Just focus on feeling good, and that's it. I come out for walks whenever I can, but that morning routine it's not even 10 minutes. It's like probably 5. That's at the most, 5 to 7 at the most. And then when I'm out here, I do a prayer thing, because I do that. You can say send the vibes to people, however it works for you. And every single day, whether I have the chance for the woods or I don't, I then set an intention. I'd also say, how can I be of service? And then I set an intention. That whole routine, which I've worked myself into, again, if we had the intention, let's just say 7 minutes tops. You can spend that much time in the bathroom versus doing all that other stuff, running problems through your head and phones. And now obviously I'm a professional person. I got to check all that stuff too, but not until I do the stuff that's good for my mind. Not because it's kind of like when the financial folks, who are very good at what they do, will say pay yourself first, like financially. Put the money, put the whatever 10%, 5%, whatever, in the bank, and then do your bills, because otherwise you're not going to save anything. It's kind of like that with the morning ritual. Pay, and life in general, pay yourself first. 7 minutes. Let's just raise it up to 10 if you do a quick 3-minute yoga exercise. I'm out here, so I don't count that in that routine. Just raise it 10 minutes. So what? And who says it? Tony Robbins says it. You say, because when people say about the 10 minutes, oh, I'm so busy. If you don't have 10 minutes to call your own, you have no life. That's what he says. 10 minutes. Set the alarm earlier. Do not hit the snooze button. Get up. Do the Mel Robbins 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 launch thing. I do that sometimes. And get up. And this way, you're getting a fresh start. You're priming your day to be much better than if you checked your phone from your bed and didn't do the mindfulness thing. It's really really very simple, and can turn your whole day around. Each day is brand new. It's not attached to yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. It's not attached. It's a free agent. Oh, that was pretty good. I just made that up now. That might be the title. Each day, yeah, okay. Each day is a free agent. Just run with it. There are no strings attached to this day. Brand spanking new. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn and Lil Giovanni signing off from the beautiful Notch at Northern Vermont with the brook babbling away. Wow, it's gorgeous. Okay, have a mindful day.